Mic check. Mic check. All right, everybody, welcome. If you're watching this, you probably already know that this is the Stick Game Strong 499 and under at Scratch Billiards in Fife, Washington. And we got all the way down to the finals. Winning the hot seat is Colin Sue. And coming up from the B side of the bracket is Jomar Nava, 479. Colin is a 499, just getting in under the cap and having a great tournament so far. So tied up 2-2. Oh, nice cut shot from Jomar. And it looks like he'll be taking rack number 5 with this 10 ball and taking the lead. 3-2.
Introducing EvoSports, the future of live streaming. It's now easier than ever to stream and share your action. We use the best equipment for high-quality HD image. Invite a commentator from anywhere in the world. EvoSports is the evolution in billiards entertainment. Live streaming has never been easier. Simply enter your name, add your race length, and start your stream. Join us on YouTube at EvoSports Streaming or at evosports.live.
All right, we're ready to get started. Rack number 6. And Jomar coming up from the B side, he does need to win 2 matches in a row against Colin. Colin only needs to win one of the race to 6s. And they are playing 10 ball. Good break from Jomar. He's got the cue ball right next to the 1 ball. But he doesn't really have a good offensive opportunity here. It's kind of hard to tell the angle, but I think there's a possibility for him to bring that 1 in this direction, sending the cue ball up in that direction up there and playing a bit of a safety on this. He is calling a ball down table, so maybe he's calling the 7 ball. That would make sense since it is fairly close to the pocket. Looks like he's come into the 3. Nothing went in. He wasn't able to really move the 1 ball very far, so that's going to leave Colin a opening shot on the 1. If he can get shape on the 2, there is a potential to run this rack. The 3 is playable to the corner that's right by his hand right now. He's going to have a bit of angle on this too. Okay, he bumps the 3. That's going to make that a little bit tougher. But he might have a decent angle if he can draw this cue ball or just stop the cue ball really right there and pocket the 2 in the bottom corner. So he looks like he's laying up for a safety. I don't think that worked out as good as he planned. Let's see what JOMAR has in store for this one. Looks like we've got a player break. Just break to go get the bridge, it looked like. This is a tough shot to get on the 3. Yeah, you got a little bit of hop on that cue ball, and the English just did not grab as much as he wanted. And this is going to be a real tough spot for JOMAR. He's got to kick in between the 5 and the 7 to try to just catch that piece of the 3. And it kind of looks like the side pocket is real close to where his kicking line is. You might have to play this just before the side pocket with some spin to get it to kind of throw over there. Looks like Secret's going to be the ref on this just to make sure. Oh, that was a good hit. Nice shot from JOMAR. I think COLIN can return safe potentially here, getting the cue ball to stay behind the 7, but he's got to make sure he gets to a rail. Okay, so he hit it pretty full. Anybody out there in the chat? Say hello. Looks like we've got a few people watching. Wow, that was a real tough cut on the 3, and he actually overcut it. He does pocket a ball, so COLIN has the option to give this back. Option. Let's see what COLIN decides to do. Looks like he is giving it back to him. Interesting. Probably not a bad idea. It's kind of hard to get safe here. He might take the offensive shot and just try to bank that 3 ball up in this direction. He's got the 10 to help it go in the pocket. So cue ball could come off the 4. It could work out nicely if he hits it just right. He could also play the safety by hitting the other side of the 3. Just didn't hit it thin enough for that safety to work out. And if you're just tuning in, this is the finals of the 499 and under at Scratch. This is a stick game strong tournament happening at the same time as the Open. Good safety from COLIN. He does leave the 1 rail kick at the 3. The challenge is if you make the 3, getting shape on the 4, because that 6 ball is really big in the way. of getting shape on the 4 if you make this shot. So you're going to have to hit it with some pace. He hits it soft. Great shot. And he gets the 4. Wow. Excellent shot from JOMAR. Top quality right there. Colin played a good safe. He gets out of it with a 1-rail kick. Gets the leave on the 4. Let's see if he can close out the rack from that. That'd be a heck of an out. Looking good. JOMAR is a 479 Fargo, according to the bracket. Yeah, great execution on this out. Very good. As long as he takes care of business on this 10 ball, which he does. Fantastic shot. Let's see that kick shot on the 3 ball again. He does leave the 1-rail kick at the 3. The challenge is if you make the 3, getting shape on the 4, because that 6 ball is really big in the way of getting shape on the 4 if you make this shot. So you're going to have to hit it with some pace. He hits it soft. Great shot. And he gets the 4. Wow. Excellent. Yeah, JOMAR with a fantastic shot there and getting the position on the 4 and then getting out of the rest of the rack. That was really well played. You can definitely see why he is in this finals. Okay, excellent break. Gets 2 balls in on the break. It's hard to tell if he has a back cut on the 1 to the side pocket, but if he does, he's going to come crashing into those balls, and getting shape on the 2 ball is not going to be easy. I think a safety is probably going to be his high percentage here. I think there's a lot of places that you could play safety with this ball. I would assume that's the direction that he's going to go to start off the rack. You've already seen what JOMAR can do offensively, so you don't want to give him any real good looks. But although Colin lost that last game off of the safety, it's still the high percentage here. You can't think back to that. It was a good safety that Colin played, and he got out of it, made some good shots. So doesn't mean it'll happen again. Sometimes when a player does that to you after you play a good safety and they get out of it, you tend to not want to play as many safeties, and that's not really a good strategy. You got to always play the odds. So Colin trying to get that cue ball down behind the 2, and he successfully does most of the way. So Jovan can see an edge of the 1 ball, but he's going right to the kick. Even though he can see an edge of it, the camera angle's perfect for me to see that he does have an edge of the 1. but he's automatically going right for the kick. I mean, he almost didn't even look to see if he had the edge, just went right for the kick shot. And why not? It worked great on the three ball on the last rack. Do it again. He's coming off really well with this one. Can't tell if he's got him blocked, but that was a good hit. Good separation between the cue ball and the one ball. I think Colin can see the entire one ball and even the rail before it. So it looks like he might be eyeing out the plays. I think he's going to eye out the shot. Good try. All right. Well, very wide open rack. The challenge is really just getting from the one to the two ball for JOMAR. Wow, what a stroke. Just drills it with top inside, coming two, three rails with the cue ball to perfect shape on the two. That was a very good stroke. Perfect speed. Look at this guy. I haven't seen him miss a shot yet since I started commentating. Okay, he's missed a position. He didn't miss a shot, but he missed his position on the four. And this is a real bad spot now. Looks like the nine is right in the way of the kicking lane to get to the 4-1 rail. It looks like he's trying to come two rails potentially into the four. Yeah. Let's see how good he can hit this one. Wow. What a great hit. Colin looking like he's going to try to back cut this. Very difficult being queuing over the seven. Awkward queuing position. He gets safe behind the nine, though. Maybe. Eh. I don't think he got the safety out of it. But I do think that the 10 ball is in the way of the line that Jomar needs to pocket the four, but he can hit the four, maybe send it up table, maybe get a safety out of it. He's not going to be able to pocket this unless it double kisses. He's calling the bank. It doesn't look like that bank angle is. He's kicking at it and calling it in the top left corner. Oh my goodness. If that would have went in, that would have been absolutely insane. Yeah, I think he's saying that he was trying to get it to go kick at it and have it go three rails or two rails it to that corner. But it almost went to the pocket that he called. Yeah, that was a tough one. You don't want to slow roll those, but you don't want to follow it in and scratch. Let's see if there's maybe a move that Colin can make and get behind the 9 potentially. It's hard to see, the camera's in the way, the body's in the way of the camera view, but I think there's a 9 ball that he's trying to get behind. We'll find out. Yeah, there you go. That's the way to do it. Got right behind the 9. JOMAR, very good at the kick shots. He is calling it this. He's calling it in this pocket down here, looking to come right off of this rail. Kick it in. He's made good contact. And he's forcing Colin to shoot jacked up over the top of the 7 at a long distance 6 ball that's going to take the cue ball towards that 10 and corner pocket and could get ugly, but you just have to focus on making this shot or playing the safety. I think he got away with that one. That's not the safety he intended for. I haven't really seen JOMAR play safeties yet. All of his shots have been offensive. It wouldn't surprise me. Yep, he's going to kick at the 6 and call the 9. This will sell out a good opportunity if he doesn't make this. He's banking at the 6. Is he going to get it? No, not quite. So Colin has the option to either combo the 9 in, or he could do a carom shot off the 6. I like the carom shot. It sends the 6 down towards the bottom left corner. As long as you don't scratch with the cue ball, it's a good shot. But there's nothing wrong with the combo either. So he played it soft. He's going to have the 6 in the side, and that's okay. As long as he stays accurate here, he should be in a good position to win the rack. You could play this either with top inside or low outside, whichever you like. Yeah, I kind of like the inside English too. Just like that. It a little harder would have been nice to get a little closer, but on a bar table, it's a manageable shot from here. There it goes. Good out from Colin. Got a 4-3 game. All right, this time JOMAR to break. Nine ball goes straight to the side pocket. And the one ball comes down and sets up for the first shot. This is a really good break. This is ideal. He's got everything he wants here. The one with a little bit of an angle to come inside two rails and get to the two in the side. The three lays in the side nicely. The four is going to be a little bit of an issue to get to from the three. So let's look at that. The three to the four transition could be tricky. Well, he could bump the four right now, actually. If he moves the four to the rail, he'll have a shot on the three, and then he'll be able to get the four in the corner past the six. If he just does a slow bump on the four, or he could bump it all the way out. There you go. That works too. So he has solved that problem with the four. Uh-oh, that's trouble. Yes, sir. Right into the drink. He had a good run going, but he was coming to the wrong side of the four ball, unless he was looking to play the 4-10 combo, which if early tens are allowed, Colin might want to take a look at that. But he's not even considering the 4-10 combo here. He's going to run these out. Probably a little steeper of an angle than he wanted on the five. He's got to be careful of the scratch to the other side pocket off of this five ball. I would probably play this with just a touch of outside just to make sure you avoid that scratch in the side. It's probably not even on. It's hard to tell from this angle. He doesn't make it, and there's the scratch. Yeah. Just a touch of outside just to avoid the scratch and make sure you get to the other side of the side pocket is a good idea there. But he also hit that too full and he snatches up his chalk, not happy about the scratch. Chance for JOMAR to go on the hill. Okay, this is an interesting angle. He's going to be coming into one of these balls, it looks like. I think he's going to have to try to come into the 8 ball on this lead. He goes right in between all of them, bumps the 10, comes out absolutely perfect on the 7. Wow. This guy can play. I mean, I know he got a little fortunate. He was kind of crossing his fingers coming through that window at that speed. He's hoping to get a little bit of luck from that, and he did, but it was still a great shot. Sometimes you just have to take a swing. Kind of deciding between the corner and the side. He's electing to go in the corner because that gives him better shape on the 10. He's overcut the corner. Where's the 8 ball going to end up? Almost dead straight for Colin. There is a little bit of an angle here because straight through the 8 ball is like right here. So that means he's got a touch of angle. He should be able to bring the cue ball forward in that direction. But he could also put a stop shot on it and just cut the 10 in from the mid-table section. That's not bad either. You don't feel comfortable doing the follow shot. That cue ball, oh, he tried. Yeah, he tried to punch it forward with the English kind of the deflection, I think, from the inside English got him a little bit there. Very unfortunate shot. It was a good opportunity for Colin to get the score tied. That was a huge swing because instead of tied 4-4, Jomar's on the hill 5-3 with this 10 ball. And it stops in time. Okay, so on the hill 5-3. Let's take a look at that shot on the 6 ball from Jomar. This was hard to get shape on the 7. Angle. He's going to be coming into one of these balls, it looks like. I think he's going to have to try to come into the 8 ball on this lead. He goes right in between all of them, bumps the 10, comes out absolutely perfect on the 7. That wasn't the shot that won him the rack, but it was a great shot, worthy of a replay, in my opinion. Yeah, Colin would definitely like to have that 8 ball back. I know he's going to make that a high percentage. It just, I think, a little more deflection than he was expecting on that shot, and that's what caused the miss. All right, so what do we have? The 2 ball is tied up to the 8. So that means there's really not much value in making this 1 ball. You don't really have anything to go for unless you can find a way to play a safety on the 2. I might play the safety on the 1 if there's a way to get the cue ball back up table and leave the 1 down behind the 9 somewhere. I kind of like that. He is banking the 1. Interesting. I think he's really just playing this as a 2-way. Yeah. I like that, not pocketing the 1 in the easy pocket there, because it's just smart of Colin to recognize that it has no future. There's no value. But I've yet to see Jomar play any safeties at all. But this one, I would assume the safety is definitely there. Here we go. Yeah, get behind the 5. Does not make it. And I really don't know what Colin has. If that 1 passes, then he might have some opportunity to do something here, but it's just too hard to tell from the camera angle. Colin playing a safety. Giving up almost the same shot, it looked like, that he just had. Oh, down goes the 1, bumps the 2 around a little bit, double kisses the cue ball and goes back to the 8. He's calling the bank on the 2 ball. Not going to happen. So a long distance look on the 2 from Colin. I think you might have to slow roll this. It's going to be hard to stroke it and get the cue ball around for the 3. If you slow roll it, you can get it in there and hold before the 6, so you still have a shot on the 3. But nobody likes doing that on a bar table, I know. So he doesn't either. Going for it. He would have had a shot on the 3 if it had dropped. Excellent cut shot. Yeah, he's just making this look easy. So just a couple of missed shots from Colin. And JOMAR seems to be making him pay for those mistakes. Look at that shot. Look at that. How do you get perfect on the 8? That's how. No problem. Gets the 10 ball, gets it all, and takes down the first set.